This is John August. You are watching a show with Zay Frank. I've seen Zay Frank bleed. He has red blood, like a human's.
Moody Mondays. Desi Kitte writes, question for you, Zay. I love my teddy bear. I'm an adult and cannot understand the concept of age appropriate and the bear's lack of being appropriate for mine. I like it, it helps me and hurts no one. Why do people care so much? What an interesting comment, my. There's sort of two parts to it. One about teddy bears and comfort and the other one about people being dicks. I'm not sure I can answer either one, but I can tell you what it makes me think of. In 1951, this guy named Donald Winnicott coined the term transitional object, also referred to as the comfort object, and it was meant to address the role that some objects play in a child's development. Basically, the theory is this, that when we're really little, we don't have a concept of the outside world or even our mothers being separate from ourselves. You get hungry, you squirm around a little bit, and this boob appears, and you sort of feel like you conjured up this boob just by being hungry. You're like this little omnipotent god conjuring up boobs, blankets, a caress, anything you need. And then there's this really shitty day where you realize that there is an external world and that your mom is separate from you and that you aren't in control and that the world can fail you. This is the first time in your life that you get to contemplate your own annihilation. Yay! Heavy shit for a toddler. This is where Winnicott says that a transitional object can be useful. He calls it your first not-me possession. It's kind of half in the real world and half in your mind. Half 3-inch square of smelly blanket and half wonderful smother love magic. And it gives you comfort as you begin to learn about things like objects and separateness and trust. But this makes me think of comfort and how important it is and how we search for it. I don't have a teddy bear, but I've looked for comfort in all sorts of things outside of myself. Booze, cigarettes, shitty food, dangerous experiences, and by comparison, that teddy bear looks like a pretty damn good option. And that makes me think of trying to find comfort inside of myself, whatever the fuck that means, because when I try it, it kind of sucks. If I slow down and close my eyes, I wind up feeling like a tiny little head sitting on top of a giant balloon. All empty air except this little marble of anxiety that somehow got inside and is rolling around at the bottom of my stomach. But I did notice that even with that, my arms and legs still felt solid. So I tried, and this is weird, I tried to imagine myself as my legs looking up at me sitting there with my eyes closed. And my legs looked up at me and they said, dude, you're not an empty balloon. You're all solid, filled with blood and guts and fat and muscle. If there's any emptiness there, it's all in your head. And you know what? For a second, that balloon disappeared. Weird. So how do you find comfort? The second part of your question's a whole different matter. Rephrased to, why do some people who can't find comfort or enjoyment in something fairly benign, a song, a book, a video, a teddy bear, have a tendency to want to take that comfort away from the people that do experience it? Hell, I've been there before, wanting to call somebody an idiot for enjoying something that I don't enjoy, but what does that make me? A giant minus sign. Maybe because it's a club I don't belong to, or maybe because I want everyone to join my club where I know all the ins and outs and all the finer details of taste. Or maybe because there's a difference between liking something because you want to be liked and liking something just to feel what it's like to like. I don't know, what do you think on this Moody Monday? And now it's time for Stefan Makes a Solution with Stefan Bucher.
Steve writes, my wife and I are contemplating, well, more than that, we're in a contract to move from our 3,000 square foot place to a 1,450 square foot place. We have to make some radical decisions on downsizing furniture, clothing, everything. Got it. The problem is, you gotta picture your life without certain things in it. That's difficult to do. So I made you the first of what should be many masks that let you picture your life without certain chairs, certain bookcases, certain clothes. Problem solved? I think so.
Go to ashow.zayfrank.com to add your problem.